Reece Topley produced the best figures of his career of 6 for 29, while Greg Smith came mighty close to striking his second 100 in 2 games as Essex took control of their must-win LV County Championship match with Worcestershire in Chelmsford. Daryl Mitchell may have soon been regretting winning the toss and batting after he himself edged David Masters to slip in the game's third over. There followed a rare failure from Moeen Ali, who turned Graham Napier to Topley, who held on low down, the batsman accepting his word to go with his side on 17 for 2. That became 31 for 3 as Matt Pardo fed Owe Shah a catch to give Topley the first of his wickets. He had 2 before lunch as he produced plenty of swing to trap Tom Fell in front at 52 for 4. Both sides still have an outside chance of promotion, but both need Northamptonshire to falter while winning their remaining matches. This then was not the ideal start for the visitors, although Joe Leach showed some form as he and Ross Whiteley kept the home attack at bay for 10 overs either side of lunch. Leach then rather undid his good work by pulling Topley to Ryan Tenduscarter after making 24, which turned out to be the top score of the innings. The last 6 wickets fell for only 29 runs after Leach was out. Michael Johnson didn't expect Masters to drag this delivery so far back off the pitch. Shaikh Chowdhury was beaten by a beautiful delivery from Topley, which, with all respect, would have dismissed many a better batsman. Topley then grabbed his 5th for his second fifer of the summer by having Jack Shantry taken at short leg. And Whiteley then gave the 19-year-old a 6th wicket with a nick behind, even though the batsman was trying to leave the ball alone. It was an outstanding spell from the tall youngster, which meant that the last pair of Alan Richardson and David Lucas had to be the 2 to take their side to 3 figures. But they were soon all out for 102, when Masters had Lucas held by Napier at mid-on. The innings had lasted only 45 overs, and Topley had ended with the deserved career best figures of 6 for 29. Poor Nick Brown didn't stop the flow of wickets when he started the reply with Jake Mickleborough. Brown was out for a duck, which takes his tally of runs in the first-class game to 4 from 4 innings with a top score of 3. It was a horrible way to get out too, as Richardson struck for the 56th time this summer in the 4-day game. However, he was made to wait for his 57th by both Mickleborough and Smith, who showed that this was not a minefield of a surface. Both scored runs in their last match, a draw with Gloucestershire, with Smith hitting 177 in the first innings of that contest, the best of his career. So he was filled with confidence as he and his partner began to put their team completely in control of the game on day 1, a good thing for any team, of course. The Worcestershire attack also failed to get as much swing as their Essex counterparts. Smith was again excellent. He got to another 50 off only 56 balls, with this being one of his 7 fours, while Mickleborough needed 81 deliveries for his, even though he'd struck 40 of his runs in boundaries. Smith's aggressive intent in particular led to the Worcestershire attack to lose their shape at times, and as the evening session wore on, too many balls gave the batsmen free hits as Smith and Mickleborough took their side well ahead with a second wicket stand of 158. Mickleborough finally perished in the last hour, gloving a sweep off Ali to Mitchell, but only after he'd scored 65. Shah then padded up to Richardson in front of his stumps to be given out on 4, while Smith was denied his second 100 in the last week when he picked out Richardson off Ali on an exceptional 94. All he needed from that shot was a 6, something that Tenduscarter managed off Ali shortly before the end of the day. And what a day it turned out to be for the home side, who finished it on 199 for 4 in reply to Worcestershire's 102. That already gives them a lead of 97 after only 1 day in a match which has already moved on at some considerable pace.